Good morning. Welcome, not to the front porch. Welcome to my hotel room. And I am going to wait just about 1 minute to see if somebody joins me before I start talking to myself. Maybe, maybe not. It is a beautiful day. The sun is shining bright. And for those of you who are wondering, where is she now? I am in Yazoo City, Mississippi. If you know, you know. If you're my age, you probably remember the Christian comedian, Jerry Clowers. Jerry Clowers was quite a hoot. And this is the birthplace and the hometown of Jerry Clowers. And in a lot of his stories that he would tell, he would refer to Yazoo City, Mississippi. So I am in the home of Jerry Clowers. Good morning, Rebecca. Welcome to my hotel room this morning. I'm at Best Western in Yazoo City, Mississippi. Yesterday was a very, very long day because I have T-Mobile. I shouldn't probably say that on here, but I just do. I'm not trying to do advertisement for them by any means. But usually I have good coverage everywhere. And I have traveled this road back and forth to Oklahoma multiple times. Multiple times. I've never had a loss of signal. And yesterday on the way down here, somewhere after Pine Bluff, I lost signal. And all I had was SOS on my phone for probably almost 2 hours. Now, I don't know about you or how your maps operate, but without internet or data, I have no GPS. My daughter says hers works without it. Mine doesn't. So I was virtually lost because I couldn't tell where to turn and what road to get off on. Well, I have a giant atlas, but it was so full of numbers and highways that I couldn't make heads or tails of it. I'd pull off the side of the road because I don't do this in driving. I'd pull off, look at the atlas, try to figure out where I was at, where I needed to go next. Get back on the road, drive a little while, pull back. I got here 3 hours later than I planned on yesterday. It was a nightmare. When my GPS started working again, it took me on one back road to another. I would go on these old country roads, some of them barely paved, and it would say, go 1 mile, then turn left. I'd go a mile and turn left. Go 2 miles on maybe a gravel road, and then turn right. It was horrible, and it got dark on me. And I planned to be here before dark. So it was a long day yesterday, but I slept wonderful last night. And when I did have internet, I did have signal, I had some great conversation with some ladies. And so I want to share a little bit of that conversation with you this morning and add to it because I can't get away from and I did a little look this morning and searched some things up because it's just so, what's fresh in my mind. So I'm going to share it with you. On another platform, I've been doing a Bible study on the fruit of the Spirit. And if you know me, you know how passionate I am about the fact that there is only one fruit of the Spirit. There are 9 attributes to it, or 9 products of it. When Galatians 5:22 says, but the fruit of the Spirit is, it lists 9 attributes. And when you study that word fruit in the Greek, it actually means the product or the result of. So the result of a Spirit-filled life is having these 9 attributes, which I determine, or I believe, are the attributes of God. And so we've been going through that on another platform week by week on each attribute of the fruit of the Spirit. yesterday, I shared on that, the lesson yesterday was on goodness. And so somehow in the conversation later, someone's brought up the fact or the idea. It's kind of like if you've got a cup of coffee, I've got a cup and I got coffee in it. And, you know, McDonald's has the, you know, warning about hot coffee. If you bump into me with my cup full of hot coffee, there's a very good chance you're going to get coffee on you because it's going to slosh out. Think about that. Then the comment was made, if something puts the squeeze on you, some situation or something happens and the squeeze is put on you, so to speak, what's inside's going to come out. Well, immediately when this sister said that about putting the squeeze on you, I thought of this. Because yesterday morning before I left, my toothpaste that I have at home on my vanity at home was down to just a couple of drops of toothpaste left. And I was rolling, and I'm not going to do it. Well, I might start this one because it's kind of, you know, this is what I do. When my toothpaste starts getting low, I don't just throw it away and get a new bottle. I start putting the squeeze on it. Because you know what? If I take, if I take the lid off this, nothing comes out. Until I put the squeeze on it. Is it raining? No, it's the AC, so I hope that's not too loud. I thought I had it turned off. When I squeeze, guess what comes out? If I got a piece of paper or something here, well, I'll clean it up. Look, when I squeeze, coffee doesn't come out. When I love my little, you know, my little mango green tea. But when I put the squeeze on this tube of toothpaste, green tea doesn't come out. When I put the squeeze on this, look what comes out. There's what comes out. It's going to drip and I'm going to have to clean it up. And I will. Toothpaste. Because what's inside is what comes out. Okay, hang on. I got to get something to clean this up now that I've made a mess. Because now it's all over my fingers. You know, we do these things impromptu. Because they're not pre-recorded. And what you see is what you get. Okay, I had to get a paper towel. I'm back. So, anyways, if I squeeze this, as I did, because this is Colgate toothpaste comes out. Pretty simple, isn't it? Pretty elementary. So, uh-oh, I keep hitting the table and you wobble. I looked up to see what a standard tube of Colgate toothpaste has in it. I thought this was so neat. This is so funny how things carry over. A standard tube of Colgate toothpaste contains about 9 to 19 ingredients, depending on the specific type, like cavity protection or total. For example, Colgate Cavity Protection has 9, okay, are you getting this? 9 active ingredients plus an active fluoride. While Colgate Total has around 18 to 19 total ingredients. Well, I'm going to go with the Colgate Cavity Protection. You know why? Yes, because I don't want to think about 9. 9's the magic number. So let me read for you again from Galatians chapter 5. But I'm not going to start, I usually start at verse 22. But I'm going to go all the way up to verse 16 and read that to you today, because I think it's really important that we know this. And I've talked about this a lot, so if you're tired of hearing me talk about it, I'm sorry. You can turn this off right now, because I'm going to continue to talk about it, because I think it's something that's so vitally important to us right now. In Galatians 5 and 16, he says, "This I say then," Paul says, "This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." Brush your teeth. Maybe you won't get cavities. That's what they say. Prevent cavities by brushing your teeth. Colgate will, I'm sure, do a big spiel on you how that this not only, it says it cleans deep and whitens your teeth. It helps prevent cavities. "This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." Why? "For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would." In other words, if you are walking a Spirit-filled life, you can't fulfill the lust of the flesh. Someone said, "Well, I disagree with that." You still can, you can mess up. Sure, you can make a mistake. Excuse me. You can fail. But you know why you do that? Because you're not full of toothpaste. You're not full of the Spirit. There is not room in your life for the Spirit to be full and the works of the flesh. The only way the works of the flesh can be manifest in my life is when I am not full of the Spirit. Somebody's not going to like that this morning. But I'm sorry. That's what the Word of God says. The Word of God says, I'll read it again. "For the flesh lusteth against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law." Now, here's what he says. These are the works of the flesh. "The works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness." Now I'm telling you, if any of these are manifested in a believer's life, they're not walking in the Spirit. They are not fully filled with the Spirit. There's something missing. Idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies. Listen to all these. Envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like. Anything that's like that. "Of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God." I can just tell you, this toothpaste, this is white. Well, it's kind of a mint green looking. It's not black. And so if I open this tube of toothpaste and I squeeze it and something black comes out, I ain't putting it in my mouth. I don't know who got a hold of this thing, who substituted it, but it's not Colgate toothpaste. because Colgate's not black. This particular one is kind of a mint green. Sometimes they're white with stripes. Sometimes it's pure. You know, when I was growing up, toothpaste was just white. They didn't have all the extra stuff. And then they started tinting it, flavoring it, and all kinds of stuff. But I've yet to see black. And I'm going to question it if I do. No. When you get the squeeze put on you as a child of God, walking in the Spirit, and not fulfilling the lust of the flesh, and something or somebody puts the squeeze on you, this is what ought to come out. No, I'm not even going to say that. This is what will come out. Not should, it will. If you are living a Spirit-filled life, this is what will come out. But the fruit or the product of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. 9 of them. 9 active ingredients, just like Colgate. 9 active ingredients in the Spirit-filled life. He says, they that are Christ have crucified the flesh with the affections and lust. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Whew. How many times have you heard someone say, well, I'm living in the Spirit? Well, are you walking in it? Your live and your walk ought to agree with each other. If your walk is not agreeing with what you say you're living, something's messed up somewhere. If we live in the Spirit, like we say, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. Think about that for a second. Provoking one another. The Spirit-filled child of God does not envy one another or provoke one another. That's a whole nother sermon. I can preach to you on these 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. And that 7th one is he that soweth discord among the brethren. That's provoking somebody. We'll save that for another day. When the squeeze gets put on you, when temptation comes, when tests come, when somebody when you get in the line at Walmart and the lady in front of you has 6 items with no price on them. Price check. And you're thinking, I just want to get out of here. Well, go do the self-check, I guess, if you can find one. Because you're fixing to get the squeeze put on you. And when the squeeze gets put on you, it's really important what comes out. Listen to this, James chapter 3 and verse 11. Doth a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Listen, you're not going to say, oh, God bless you, I hope you're having a great day. And they say, get out of my way. With an old hateful attitude. No, something's wrong. You say, well, I see people do that all the time. Yeah, they do it. And squeeze gets put on them. But they're not full of the Spirit. They're fulfilling the lust of the flesh. No Christian wants to admit that they are fulfilling the lust of the flesh. But very evident, if you get them in a tight squeeze, what comes out will verify whether they are manifesting a spirit-filled life or fulfilling the lust of the flesh. Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20 says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." Some people do. They try to mix the names up on things. Oh, that's not that bad. That's just a little sin. That's just a little lust. So once in a while, yeah, I know I get off track once in a while, and I probably watch some things I shouldn't watch, or I say some things. Yeah, but it's just no. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. So I guess my question to you today, my friend, is when the squeeze gets put on you, what's going to come out? Something with 9 active ingredients. I just love that. Colgate has 9 active ingredients, just like the spirit-filled life. I'm going to leave you with that thought today while I get on the road and I head towards Alabama. I don't have my banjo on my knee, but the Lord willing, I'll be in Alabama tonight. So, think about it. When the squeeze gets put on you today, and it will, if you leave your house, you don't even have to leave your house. Somebody can text you. Somebody can message you. Somebody can call you. Or you can just get a thought up here in your head and get the squeeze put on you. What's going to come out? I pray it's one of those good 9 active ingredients. Have a blessed day. And the Lord willing, I'll see you on Thursday. Hopefully, I don't know for sure, but hopefully from my front porch at my cabin in Alabama in the old red rocking chair. Unless my kids have something else planned for me when I get there. You just have to check back and see. God bless you. Have a great day. And I'm going to add, I don't say this very often, but I just really think this is important enough to ask you, would you share this? Would you share this today? Because there's a whole bunch of people out there that need to know. I need to think about what's coming out when the squeeze is put on. God bless you. Love you. Thanks for joining me today.